Thanks for tuning in to 5 While You Drive, an American Daily Press podcast. I'm your host, Chris. It's August 26th, 2024. And here's what happened over the weekend. As we talked about last week, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. dropped out of the presidential race and has endorsed Donald Trump. In a pyrotechnical display, both figuratively and literally, RFK Jr. took to the stage in Glendale, Arizona, and gave an impassioned speech saying, quote, "I've made the heart-wrenching decision to suspend my campaign and to support President Trump. This decision is agonizing for me because of the difficulties it causes me and my children and my friends," end quote. He went on to say that the reasons for his doing so were free speech, the war in Ukraine, and the war on our children. This marks the first time a Kennedy has endorsed a Republican candidate. Other members of the Kennedy family, including Kathleen Kennedy Townsend, Courtney Kennedy, Carrie Kennedy, Chris Kennedy, and Rory Kennedy, were quick to denounce RFK Jr.'s decision, saying, quote, "Our brother Bobby's decision to endorse Trump today is a betrayal of the values that our father and our family hold most dear," end quote. This isn't necessarily a surprising move, as they had already denounced his candidacy back in October. Speaking of denouncing things, the Foo Fighters, aside from ostensibly denouncing Foos, have been vocal about former President Trump's usage of their music at a recent rally. Yes, it's the same rally we just talked about. Apparently, the walkout music that played for RFK Jr. when he took the stage was the classic 1997 ballad My Hero, the refrain of which is, "There goes my hero, watch him as he goes. There goes my hero, he's ordinary." While the Trump campaign claims to have had a license to use the song, the band was adamant that they did not approve of it being used, with a representative of the band pledging that any royalties received as a result of this will be donated to the Harris campaign. This isn't the first time the band has expressed disapproval of President Trump, nor are they the first band to express this type of disapproval. Prominent Canadian Celine Dion had a similar situation earlier this month with the use of her song My Heart Will Go On from the movie Titanic. Coincidentally, that song was also released in 1997, and if you were around back then, it was, shall we say, inescapable. Speaking of things from the 1990s, NVIDIA, the technology company, has been a Wall Street darling as of late, and is set to deliver its second quarter earnings after the closing bell this coming Wednesday. Earnings have been bullish so far, with the stock rising 161% this year alone. Analysts are predicting that number will get another boost after Wednesday's earnings report, despite notorious market watcher Jim Cramer's optimism. NVIDIA has been dominant in the AI chip market, overtaking all of its competitors, including chip giant Intel, who's seen better days. Markets ended on a high note last week, possibly due to the expected rate cut by Fed Chair Jerome Powell, another story we talked about last week, and NVIDIA stock closed at $129.37, or a single-day gain of 4.6% on Friday. A ceasefire deal did not come to fruition after the Israel-Hamas peace talks this past weekend in Cairo, but officials say that talks will continue at other levels in the coming days to hopefully bridge the remaining gaps. This latest development for the ongoing conflict came after Israel launched a strike on the militant group Hezbollah. On CBS's Face the Nation Sunday morning, Israeli ambassador to the United States, Michael Herzog, said, quote, "I believe that the success of our operation yesterday prevented an escalation to a major war," end quote. Herzog went on to express optimism for a deal to bring home the Israeli hostages, saying, quote, "The U.S. put forward a bridging proposal, which was accepted by Israel, and now it's up to Hamas to say if they accept it or not," end quote. He says this despite Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu making seemingly contradicting remarks about Israel's acceptance of the deal. He has also vowed more surprising blows after thwarting the Hezbollah attack on Sunday. Nevertheless, Herzog went on to say that, quote, "We had constructive talks in Egypt a few days ago. We are awaiting for Hamas to see if they are in the game." Finally, Telegram, the communications platform, is in the news after its CEO and founder, Pavel Durov, was arrested this past weekend in France. Durov, a Russian-born business executive and billionaire, was taken into custody Saturday evening just before he was able to depart on his private jet. Reuters reports that the arrest was allegedly part of a preliminary police investigation into supposedly allowing a wide range of crimes on Telegram, due to a lack of moderators and lack of cooperation with police. Elon Musk posted in support of Durov by posting the hashtag #FreePavel on his X account, while also saying, quote, "It's 2030 in Europe, and you're being executed for liking a meme," end quote. The French Interior Ministry and police have not yet offered any comment on the matter, though the French judiciary said on Sunday evening that Mr. Durov's time in custody had been extended. Law enforcement agencies have had their eye on Telegram for quite some time, as it remains an extremely popular choice for encrypted communication. Telegram released a statement saying, quote, "Telegram abides by EU laws." It also said, "It is absurd to claim that a platform or its owner are responsible for abuse of that platform." Thanks for tuning in to 5 While You Drive. If you liked what you heard, give us a follow on X or visit AmericanDailyPress.com. If you'd like to provide feedback on the show and make it into the mailbag, you can send us an email at 5drive, that's the number 5, and drive, at AmericanDailyPress.com.